Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Total Truth Show. And here on the Total Truth Show, we want to help you break free from the lies and propaganda of the mainstream media. All the disinformation and misinformation, we want to help you blast through all of that. And my name is Ken Kleinberg, coming to you all the way from the USA, San Diego, California.
And I'm Aldwyn Altuney, known as the Media Queen from the Gold Coast in Australia.
There is a great awakening happening in the world right now, and you're going to want to come along for the ride.
A lot of lies are coming to the surface. There's a lot of awakening happening, and as this awakening is happening, people realize they've been deceived for years. They've been lied to for years around all sorts of things. A lot of people have been blind to what has been going on in the world, and now they're starting to see. They're starting to see things in a different light.
Through our show, we want to raise global consciousness to quantum critical mass. And we don't want you just to accept the things that we're saying. That goes for our guests as well. We want you to do the research for yourself. Get out there and start questioning things. Start looking things up. Do the research. We want to pave the way for a new awakened world. And we want you to come along for the ride. So with that, let's get started, you guys. Let's dive into today's episode. Once again, welcome.
Hello and welcome to Total Truth Show episode 121, our final show for 2025. It is New Year's Eve here in Australia. Not quite for our US friends where Ken is. It is still December 30 over there. However, we're gearing up for the big New Year's Eve here in Australia. Very excited. And this show is all about how to make 2026 your best year yet. Now we have, of course, my co-host Ken Kleinberg from San Diego. How are you going today, Ken?
Absolutely wonderful.
Brilliant. And we have Tracey Korman, who's someone I've known for about 20 years now, and she's absolutely awesome. She is the other half of the Fiddly Gigglers, our comedy duo that we started back in 2017 or so, where we started the Gold Coast Business Laughter Club together, and we always have a great giggle together. Our tagline is actually the Fiddly Gigglers hitting the GC spot, because we are on the Gold Coast, which of course is the GC section. And she's an awesome human being. And we've done quite a few interviews over the past years in Media Queen TV. We did one about how to overcome abuse and depression, which was a very powerful interview, and we've had her also as a guest on Total Truth Show. So this is a very exciting episode. So a little bit about Tracey. Apart from that, she is the co-founder, matchmaker, and manageress of Two's Company, which is a service for singles within Australia. And she's actually just celebrated 30 years of matchmaking industry experience within Australia. Two's Company, which is a huge kudos for you this year, Tracey. 30 years in business. That's longer than a hell of a lot of marriages. So well done there. She's a 2 times also international best-selling author. She loves not only matchmaking people, but also helping them create successful, lasting relationships. She's a dating and relationship coach and qualified counselor, specializing in mental health, trauma, and relationship issues. She's a Vinnie's CEO Sleep Out participant for the homeless. And when we did our Gold Coast Business Laughter Club events, we were always raising money for Vinnie's CEO Sleep Out for the homeless, as well as for animal causes, which of course is my big love. And she's a former committee member and volunteer for the Gold Coast Community Christmas Lunch for 9 years. In fact, this is the first year in 9 years that she's actually had a lovely Christmas with her son, instead of actually supporting the homeless in the community on Christmas Day. She's been featured in Gold Coast International Women's Day calendar and a 2 times finalist with the Inspire Awards. She was community champion and influential business leader this year. She's passionate about helping singles find love long-term, helping the homeless, supporting children through child protection causes, and helping people overcome adversity and create a life they enjoy living. Known by some as the Dancing Queen, and she loved ABBA as well. I know we've had many a dance to Dancing Queen by ABBA. She's a devoted mum to her adored son. Welcome aboard, Tracey. So great to have you here.
Thank you so much to you both.
You're welcome. Tracey.
Love your work. Now, on this topic of how to make 2026 your best year yet, I would love to hear also from our live viewers on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, wherever you're tuning in right now. Let us know if you are tuning in live, proper live in the comments. That would be awesome. And let us know where you're joining us from. We always love to see where people are joining us on this show. And what are some of your tips for how to make 2026 your best year yet? So, Tracey, I know you've done a bit of research on this topic, so let's go straight to you and see what you have for us today.
So what I did, Aldwyn and Ken, is over the last week, I thought, okay, I want to share some great content for your listeners. And as things came to mind, I started to make a note over the last week. And most of your listeners won't know that I rebuilt my life from the ground up over many years. So I feel quite qualified, Aldwyn and Ken, to be able to share some awesome gold nuggets with you in terms of having the best year in 2026.
Yay, awesome.
Do you want me to share the notes that I made over the last week?
Let's get straight into it. I think, it'd be good to also share a bit of your past as well, because I know you've had some massive challenges. So we'll come to that as well. But I'm sure people tuning in right now, they just want to get straight to the point. How are we going to make 2026 our best year yet? They're probably already having their drinks and champagne and whatever. Of course, you don't need to get pissed to have a great time, as they say in Australia. You don't need to get pissed or get drunk to have a good time. In fact, you'll probably wake up with a big headache. So I don't recommend it. Although if you do wake up with a big headache, Vegemite on toast is a great hangover cure. So Tracey, back to you. Let's see what you've got for us.
And a big glass of water just on that. And if you've got some lemon, squeeze that in there too.
That will definitely help make 2026 your best year yet, because there's nothing worse than waking up with a massive hangover, a massive headache, or throwing up, even worse, for your first day.
Yeah.
Not that for you tuning in.
No, have your water before your coffee. Hydration.
Next time you have a drink of alcohol, just have water in between, right? So there's some other tips for you.
Too much alcohol is not the way to go, actually.
Drugs.
It's not uplifting the mood. No.
No.
So that won't help you get started well.
No, exactly. And don't get stoned either. It's not good for your health. Okay, so, well, I mean, it helps to chill you out every now and then. But, look, everything in moderation. Everything in moderation. But we know, like, I must say, my body doesn't handle these things as well as it used to. Anyway, Tracey, yes, let's see. What have we got for 2026? What are your tips for us?
Okay, people. So our imperative is to rescue ourselves from ourselves by ourselves.
Oh.
I feel it's a really good thing to think about that.
Wow. Can you repeat that again? Because I'm sure a few people got lost in that sentence.
Our imperative is to rescue ourselves from ourselves by ourselves. I say, do all that you can with all that you have.
Nice. The by ourselves, can I just mention that by ourselves bit? Because often people are too close to their stuff to realize, how they've been behaving or how they've been doing life, right? So to rescue ourselves, we've got to have some level of consciousness to how we've been, right? So the by ourselves bit is a very interesting segment there. What are your thoughts on mentors and having others maybe, give you some wisdom and insights into that as well?
Absolutely. It's in one of my tips here, Aldwyn.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
Shall I go on?
I won't jump ahead of myself then.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. It is in one of my tips, yes.
Beautiful.
So here's a reminder. Everything is self-care. Your words, your thoughts, the food you eat, your actions, everything is self-care on your soul journey. Have a gratitude ritual daily. Morning and night are mine, but have a gratitude ritual daily. Improve on self-development, like Aldwyn was alluding to. YouTube and Google, go there. Get started there. You'll find amazing content there, but improve on self-development.
Yes.
Know the power of words and your thoughts You must know this to have your best 2026. You must know this, the power of your words and the power of your thoughts. To have your best 2026, you must know that. Live in gratitude, appreciation for life, for everything. Be grateful, appreciate. So much good comes from there. Get happy, or just be happy. Live in joy. Make happiness priority in your life. Enjoy moments. Savor them. Allow balance in your life. Clarity and stillness also. Don't get attached to negative thoughts. Beliefs are very powerful. Be the truest, the best version of you. Make that your mission. Recognize growth, not what broke you. The steps you take fuel your future. Daily routine is the secret of success. We can't go back and change the past. We can look to the future, however, and not make the same mistakes twice. And do something each day that your future self will thank you for.
Beautiful. Oh, that is an amazing list. I love that. So many gold nuggets in there, Tracey. And I'm sure people tuning in, you would want to watch the replay. And we've got one of our favourite fans here. Corinda Marley is with us. Hey, Corinda, where are you joining us from today? Let us know if you are tuning in live. Where are you joining us from today? And what are some of your tips for how to make 2026 your best year yet? Yes, beautiful. I love that, Tracey. So many gold nuggets. I think what really stood out for me is the joy one. The joy is so important, and I've really been present to that with Mum now being bedridden for 1 year in a nursing home, and my dad being very fragile. Dad's nearly 88. We both have a birthday on January 16. In fact, Dad's turning 88, and I'm turning 52. And Mum is now 81 with dementia in a nursing home, and joy is so important. In fact, I was just talking yesterday with the general manager of the nursing home where Mum is, and I was saying we need to bring more joy back for Mum, because when I see Mum, often she's in bed, whereas through the day they hoist her into a wheelchair and they wheel her around. And today they actually had a concert at the nursing home, which I did a little live video. It's only a 2-minute video you'll see on my Facebook. The beautiful live video to shake, rattle and roll. They had a duo there, live music, live performers, real people connecting. Whether you're 100 years old or whether you're 20 years old, we are missing that connection now. And with the AI world and with the online world, make time for your loved ones and look at ways you can bring some more joy into your life and into your connections with others, face-to-face, eyeball-to-eyeball connections with other human beings, rather than, doing the doom scrolling as we do. And in fact, I was reading last night also, I'm reading a book by Marie Forleo. So Everything is Figure Outable. I love this book. And in the book, she says that the average person now is on social media 5 hours per day, which ends up being nearly 2 months a year. When you work it out, that's a lot of time that we are on social media. And while social media has its place, and it's definitely good for a lot of things, we want to be mindful of the fact that we can become very addicted to our social media platforms, and in our addictions to the dopamine that we get when everyone likes someone, or when when we get comments, we get addicted to this dopamine that comes from social media. And meanwhile, your life is flittering away in front of you because you're spending your whole life on social media, and hence, a lot of people are having problems with their eyesight, and they've got social anxiety, right? And then we have cyberbullying. And then, and if people haven't done the personal development work, which was another great thing you shared there, Tracey, if they haven't done the personal development work, if someone puts a nasty comment on one of your posts, a lot of people will just crumble, or they'll get really aggressive in return. What I do with those comments is I screenshot it. I always get evidence of it. I then report the person, and then I block them, right? And I just do not engage any further, okay? Because a lot of these people that are hurt people. Now, we've just come out of the festive season. There's a lot of people that are very emotional right now. There's a lot of stuff has been coming up for people. You might even be thinking right now, those tuning in, you might be thinking, gosh, what happened to my New Year's resolutions at the start of this year? Have I achieved everything I wanted to achieve this year? And how is it going to be any different next year, right? How's it going to be different next year? Now, Ken, I'd love to go to you. What are some things that stood out from what Tracey said there?
Well, first of all, something you said there, New Year's resolutions. So I'm just going to be really blunt here and get on my soapbox for a minute. So first of all, I'm sorry if you are making New Year's resolutions. And the reason why I'm sorry is because you're setting yourself up for failure. Don't make them. Okay, New Year's resolutions, here's the way I think about it. If you are making goals like I want to change this and I want to change this, I want to change this in 2026, the question I'm going to ask you is why not now? Why are you not putting those things into action now? Why is it a later date? It's the same kind of mindset that, if you're doing New Year's resolutions, I'll bet you're using that same pattern in other places in your life. And I'll bet you're getting the same results that New Year's resolutions produce. You might stick with it for about a month and then it falls off, right? Why set yourself up for failure that way? Why not continue on the journey that you're on and make those adjustments now? See, one of the things I just recently put out a YouTube video that talked about this is, even in life, so my video talked about in the aspect of health and weight loss. This time of year and coming up in the new year, it's not a time to reset. That's actually the wrong way of thinking about it too, the reset mindset. No, it's not about resetting. It's about continuing. It's about, okay, if you even are going in that direction with your thinking, then something just happened that you weren't happy about, and you're wanting to reset from that. Rather than go through that whole charade, continue in the journey, take a look at what happened that you're not happy about. Maybe it was a time where you fell off the horse or whatever it is in your life that just, this didn't go the way you wanted to. You didn't perform this way. You didn't perform that way. Whatever it is, what you get to do is learn from that, grow from that, get wiser from that, and get better from that. It's not about resetting. Stop this resetting mindset that's out there around this time of year. It's not about that. And so, and with that, I think one of the biggest things I think Tracey mentioned is, I had it and now it's gone. I hate it when that happens. Oh my goodness. So I'll just continue here because I know it's going to come back. It'll come back.
I think it'd be good if Tracey just did a power run through that list really quickly, because there's those that have just joined us. I can see Melissa here.
So the very beginning one, can you read that back to me?
Yes, let's go back.
Our imperative is to rescue ourselves from ourselves by ourselves.
That's it. All right. So I want to handle that one. By ourselves. Does anybody see a problem with that?
By us.
by ourselves, right? No. God did not design us to be by ourselves. He designed us to work with one another, to hold each other accountable, to work together, to mentor each other, to build each other up. We were not designed. So struggles that you have in your life, different things that you're, struggling with, you were not designed to try to handle all of that on your own. We were designed for community. We were designed to connect with others, to work with others, to hold each other accountable. So as we are going into the new year, not reset, but it's a time to reflect on that and start making changes now. Not in the new year. Now start making changes toward that. Start building a circle of support around yourself. So that way, as future days come up and maybe you have a weak moment, maybe you have a day where you're really frustrated and whatever happens, and maybe you failed at this or whatever, you've got a circle of people you can go to that are going to build you back up, that are going to hold you accountable, and that are going to encourage you to move forward. It should not be by ourselves or any of that. It shouldn't be any of it. That's why God made us the way he did. And God made us also to be connected with him, to be reliant on him. That's the way he formed us. And that's really, really important to realize. We were not designed to go through life by ourselves on our own. Does that make sense?
Yeah, life is for sharing, really. And it's so beautiful in the nursing home earlier today with this live duo playing music, and there was about 30 or 40 residents of the nursing home sitting around all singing along, and some people were dancing to the live music. And there was my parents, right, who've been married for 55 years, and Dad was holding Mum's hand, and he's picked flowers from the garden, for Mum, because Mum hasn't been home since, well, she was in hospital for 3 months, bedbound, and then home for 8 days. And then now she's been in a nursing home ever since, unable to walk with dementia, which has been really, really difficult, because one thing Mum loved to do was to go into the garden and look at the flowers. And so Dad's been picking fresh flowers for her every few days from the garden and takes the flowers to her. And it's just the most beautiful thing, and Dad said, I promised when I married your mum, I promised I'd be there till the end. I promised I would look after her till death do us part, and that's exactly what he's done. But what happens nowadays to people? What happens? Like 60% of marriages end in divorce. What's gone wrong with society where we can't keep our word to each other, where we've had, obviously dating sites probably haven't helped, because now it's just like swipe left, swipe right, get another.
Gosh.
And this is why Ken and I are single, in fact, most likely, because I don't want to give my word to someone if I'm not going to. The next partner I want to be with is going to be someone who's going to be a life partner. I still have great faith that I will have a life partner, and I'm sick of doing the short-term relationships and friends with benefits and all that business. I mean, it was fun for a little while, but I can't do it anymore. I just can't do it. I'm very protective of my energy, and I think going 2026, we have to be very mindful of who you spend your energy with, because your energy is your life force. This is your life force. And do you have people around you that are lifting you up? And this could be relationships. And the thing is, it takes two to tango. If you don't have two people in the relationship that really want to make it work, well, of course it's going to fall apart. And yes, there's all sorts of pressures, I'm sure, on people's families and relationships and whatever. And, since the beginning of time, no doubt there's been pressure on relationships and families, but somehow they've made it work, right? Our parents' generation, somehow, like my parents, 55 years marriage, it's extraordinary. It's most of their lives, right? They wouldn't know life without each other, and then there's others that, they get married and it's over in a week, and each to their own. I mean, everyone has their journey, right? But what has happened to society where we've disconnected? We've become disconnected with the relationship. Now, Tracey, of course, our relationship expert here, right? So, Tracey, what do you think has happened over time?
Yeah, I know exactly what's happened. No one was taught in school how to have happy, healthy, lasting relationships. No one was taught that.
That and much more. But go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry, Ken?
I said that and much more, but go ahead.
The reason the divorce stats are what they are is because nobody learned how to have happy, healthy, lasting relationships. So now when people are dating, and our programs with Choose Company include dating and relationship coaching, how to have a happy, healthy, lasting relationship once you've got your person. And the other thing, as Ken mentioned, there are other things, and that is honoring your soul on your soul's journey in life. But as far as relationships are concerned, you must know how to have a happy, healthy, lasting relationship in order to be living that as your life experience.
Yeah. I love that. And, you know, Ken and I, you know, we're like the black sheep in our family. We've talked about this before. You know, my brother, my beautiful brother, Nick, he just came up and visited to Bribie Island, came to visit the family yesterday, unexpectedly, with just a few days' notice, with his wife, Angela. And they've been married nearly 29 years. And they've got 4 beautiful children. And, you know, I'm so happy, you know, and when I look at them, I think, oh my gosh, they're closer than ever. You know, they're closer than after 29 years. No doubt they've had moments where they've had really tough times, like all relationships. They go through these turbulent times. You know, even my parents, there were times when that was very close to divorce with my parents, but somehow they hung in there and they became stronger than ever through those turbulent times. And so this is the thing I think with the personal development, is to get that there is always a breakthrough at the end of every breakdown. So if there's a challenge that's coming your way, what is the learning from that challenge? The sooner you get learning, the sooner you can move through and have an empowered life and have a fantastic experience of life through all of the ups and downs of the roller coaster ride of life. And Tracey, yes, Ken?
I got to say something into that. Sorry to like cut you off there, Aldwyn, but I really got to say something, because what you are saying there is so powerful. You know very well, you've been through my boot camp, so you know what I teach around this topic. So when you do have that moment and you fall off the horse, or you have a weak moment, so a lot of people know that I'm a weight loss coach. Mastery Weight Loss is my brand. One of the things that I teach, in that, and it's one of my strong pillars in mindset, is embracing the journey. And what does that mean? Well, it means embrace both the ups and downs of that journey, especially the downs, especially the weak moments, the moment where you go after that, whatever it is, because you had a bad, stressful day, and, just that whole pizza looks good to you, or whatever that is for you. And you have that moment, and then you're sitting there, oh, really? Why did I just do that? Well, It's not a time to go, dang, this week is shot. I might as well just start again next week. Forget about this week. Or this holiday season, no way, like, it's just not going to work. I'm just going to start again in the new year. No. That doesn't get to happen. Because what happens when you do that is you are skipping a very vital and important part in that journey and in the embracing process. You embrace that weak moment, learn from it, grow from it. How did you get there? What were the trigger points? What can you put into place so that doesn't happen so easily next time? And this also applies to life as well, but it's one of my core pillars that I teach from, and it's called embracing that journey. You get to embrace it, and then you get to continue forward with what you've just learned and get stronger, wiser, and better. That is so key. Aldwyn, what you were sharing there is so important. I just had to jump in there.
Thank you, Ken. Yes, thank you. I think that was a great addition to what I was saying too. And getting that there's nothing wrong, right? There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with your journey to date. And our biggest breakthroughs also are usually at the other side of what we've been avoiding. And this is something I've been looking at in my life, is that what are the areas in my life where I've been procrastinating? Right. And for me, it's usually around things accounts based, or, like I really don't like all that kind of stuff. Right. I'm a much more creative person. I don't like doing the accounts. I don't like, all that stuff. However, the breakthrough for me is actually in tackling that stuff and actually getting my head around it. And actually, I can be incredibly organized and incredibly good with accounts when I put my mind to it and I put my focus there. I know I have massive resistance, right? And as a creative person, I then justify and go, I'm a creative person, right? Leave the admin for someone else. and Tracey knows this all too well, right? So what is it that you've been avoiding? And I invite everyone tuning in right now. We've got beautiful Denna with us. Hello, Denna. Denna was on our last show. We had a fantastic Christmas episode, which was episode 120. If you missed it, the truth about end beginnings was awesome. Happy New Year, beautiful Denna. She says, Happy New Year, fabulous people. Yay. And we've got Corinne just put some lovely comments in there. Oh, yes, and connected to God, Ken, as well. Yes, absolutely. Melissa Groom is with us. So true. Great to see you. Oh, my gosh, it's going to be a big year ahead, and I'm going to share a bit about in a while. I want to share about we're coming out of Year of the Snake and into Year of the Horse with the Chinese astrology as well, and I want to talk a bit about that too, because as much as 2025 has been an intense year, I think we're going to have some more intensity coming up for 2026. However, have a look at what have you been avoiding? What have you been procrastinating about? And what I find is when I tackle something that I've been procrastinating about, what I normally find is that I usually complete the task in a very short amount of time, whereas in my mind it's been like some massive mountain boulder issue that has been a much bigger issue in my mind than when I actually take action and I start on that task and I do it. It's usually done so quickly, and I notice how I feel when I complete something I've been procrastinating about. I feel amazing. I feel proud of myself. I feel like, yes, I can do this, right? And this positive self-talk is so important because for most people, we have one of three subconscious stories running the show. It's either I'm not good enough, I don't belong, or I'm not loved. Okay, so for those tuning in right now, I want to say to you, you do belong, you are good enough, and you are loved. Okay, so notice if those negative stories are popping up for you. Notice if you speak to yourself and say nasty things like, oh, you're such an idiot. A number of times I've heard people say that sort of stuff to themselves. Watch your language, as Tracey was saying too there, right? Watch your words say to yourself and the words you say to others. Now, something Tracey and I have done a lot of over the years is landmark. We've done a lot of landmark education work, and in landmark they say that you are nothing and your word, right? Life is empty and meaningless, and it's empty and meaningless that it's empty and meaningless. So life is basically, we are all a blank canvas, and what we give our word to, we can create from a blank canvas. However, how most people choose to live their life and they choose it consciously or unconsciously is they basically act pretty much the same as they did last year, because 60,000 thoughts a day we're having as the average human being, 98% of the same thoughts we had yesterday, and 80% are negative for most people. So of course, when we've got that subconscious programming running the show, of course we're going to have a similar year next year to the year we had last year, unless we have some kind of self-awareness around that. So Tracey, I'd love to go back to that first point again. If you can just repeat that very first point you mentioned there, and the buy yourself bit. I want you to, go into that, why you said buy yourself for that after what Ken said.
Well, I actually think that, yeah, I can do that, but there's a lot of other things that I think are so powerful in what I shared. So I can quickly read those again as well.
The first line, it's a beautiful line. It's a beautiful line.
Our imperative is to rescue ourselves from ourselves, by ourselves.
By ourselves.
I feel that's a really good thing to think about. But for me personally, the other things that I mentioned are crucial and powerful on your soul's journey in having the best 2026 year for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally. And the by ourselves thing, just to come back to that. Now, I think meditating and prayer is really, really important, or having some kind of faith, right? And that is something generally we do by ourselves. So I think there also needs to be some times in your life where you slow down to speed up, where you have that by ourselves time to really reflect on, how you're doing life and are you living the most empowered life. So I think the by ourselves thing is also very important.
That's where self-care comes in. Yes.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
There's one person that we spend our entire life with. That's ourselves.
That is true.
Yes. We are responsible for our soul's journey.
Yeah.
We're responsible for our words, our thoughts, our self-care. That's what makes our journey good or bad.
Yes.
That's what makes our journey a wonderful experience or not.
Yeah, absolutely.
We share these again. I'm so eager to.
Yeah, go ahead and reread them.
Okay. Remember, people, most of your listeners don't know that I've rebuilt my life from the ground up over many years. So I do feel qualified in sharing this, and that these things make all the difference. All the difference.
Yes.
Everything is self-care. Your words, your thoughts, the food you eat, your actions, everything is self-care. Have a gratitude ritual daily. Improve on self-development. Go to YouTube, Google, start there. Know the power of your words and thoughts. You must know this to have your best year for 2026. There's power in your words and in your thoughts. Live in gratitude, appreciation for life, for everything. Be grateful, appreciate. So much good comes from there. Get happy, or just be happy. Live in joy. Make happiness priority. Enjoy moments. Savor them.
That's huge.
Allow balance in your life, and clarity and stillness too. Don't get attached to negative thoughts. Beliefs are very powerful. Be the truest, best version of you. Make that your mission. Recognize growth, not what broke you. The steps you take fuel your future. Daily routine is the secret of success. We can't go back and change the past. We can look at the future, however, and not make the same mistakes twice. And do something each day that your future self will thank you for. Every day. That's how to have your best 2026 year.
Oh, I love it, Tracey. I love it. I love it. Now, of course, you know, this is coming from a very heart-led space for you, because you have had massive challenges. And for those who don't know some of your past, can you just give us a quick snapshot of some of the challenges that you've personally overcome?
Oh, my goodness.
Quick snapshot.
Oh, okay, well, I rebuilt my life from the ground up. And most types of abuse, villains coming into my life, 2 in particular, cost me dearly. Too much.
I would say tune into the previous Media Queen TV episode we did on how to overcome abuse and depression. In fact, I might, after this show, pop the link of that show into the comments under this, so you can actually watch that, because that was incredibly powerful. And just one scene there, which Tracey's not mentioning, is where someone came into her house and dragged her around by her hair with a knife at her throat. I remember this very vividly. And there's been, you know, suicidal times, depressed times. And the thing is, when you're in gratitude, you can't be depressed at the same time. So for those who have had depression, there's 1 in 3 people that have depression. It's partly why we started the Gold Coast Business Laughter Club, because a lot of people have depression and they don't talk about it. You know, 1 in 3 people have depression or have some really dark moments. And, you know, I personally had 4 friends who have taken their own lives, which is why I do the Good News Day and the Global Good News Challenge. So for anyone who's feeling a bit depressed right now, just know that you're not alone. It's a very common thing, and everyone's, you know, trauma from the past is different, right? Everyone's got different stories around different traumas they've had. However, for most people, we've had some kind of trauma up to the age of 7 usually is where, you know, things really stick around that age if they're not dealt with. And I know Tracey's done a lot of work on herself, like myself, invested a lot of money into your personal and business development to be where you are today, Tracey. And, you know, having great friends as well, I think, is really important, because there's times that I've reached out to Tracey when I've been depressed, and there's times she's reached out to me when she's been depressed, and we've been great support for each other through that journey. But yeah.
I'll just add, Aldwyn, since you mentioned that particular episode, that was a former partner in my personal life, and that was a very violent and very traumatic event. Yes, and if people are going to watch that episode, there's just two things to know that I would add is don't watch the TV and the news daily. Sorry, don't watch the news. Don't watch the news
thank
daily.
you for saying that. Thank
Don't
you so
watch
much.
the news daily, people. I said in that video, don't watch the TV. I was a little bit nervous. What I meant to say is don't watch the news daily. You'll still know what's going on from Facebook or the local shop front page newspaper or a friend or someone on the bus. Just don't watch the news daily. And the other thing is the present moment is powerful.
Yes.
The
I'm going to
present
challenge
moment
I'm going to challenge the
where we
people a
wanna
little
be.
further on
Yes.
that. So I'm going to clarify this a little bit more. So what Tracey is saying, absolutely 100%. 100%. Don't watch the news daily. But I'm going to clarify that a little bit more. Don't watch the mainstream news daily or at all. Stay away from that stuff. Okay, the mainstream news, I'm going to go on another soapbox here. The mainstream news, all the media stations, ABC, NBC, whatever it is, CNBC, CNN, the new pedo network. Yeah, I don't, oh my goodness.
And that stands for constant negative news, by the way, CNN, constant negative.
Yeah, but since 2020 or since I don't know 2021, 2022, CNN is now the pedo network. But stay away from the main news. If you want to get real news and what's going on without a freaking woke agenda, start looking at alternative sources. Start looking at people that are actually sharing stuff that are we the people based, are American based, and not stuff that have a woke agenda behind it. That is what I'll tell you. Go to Rumble, check out some channels on Telegram. I've been following a whole brand new media company that launched a few years ago. It's called Badlands Media, and that was started by John Harold. They got some really good stuff on there, no woke agendas. So if you really want to find out what's actually going on in the world and you want to, kind of get some real things, then look at alternative sources. But please. So Stacey, I'm taking your statement further. It's not just about don't watch the news daily. It's don't watch the mainstream news at all. There you go.
Yes. Well, BitChute's another great platform as well. Thank you for that, Ken. And, I grew up watching a lot of negative news. In fact, it's interesting because I'm now hanging out with Dad. I've been with my beautiful dad, 87 years of age, and he still, to this day, watches the news every single day. And he watches not just one channel, he watches 3 channels of news every night, goes from the local to the national to the world news. And then I think to myself, well, I work in the media. I need to keep up with what's happening in the woke agenda, mass media platform. But now I look at things very interestingly and I go, I wonder why this story is there. I wonder what's behind this story. Because they say, in the Thrive documentaries, if you want to know what's going on in the world, follow the money trail. Follow the money trail, my friends, and you'll see exactly what's going on in the world, right? And there's so many lies in the mainstream media. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe politicians will just lie and it's just like that. Are they all friggin' sociopaths? It's just like, what the hell is going on with the world? Anyway, look, do your own research into everything. But I'm sure there's 1 or 2 good politicians out there. But they probably start out with good intentions, and they'll probably end up just as corrupt as the rest of them.
And then they get blackmailed. Yeah. And then they get blackmailed, and that's why they start putting out whatever they put out, because now they're getting paid and somebody owns them through blackmail. That's how it works.
Exactly. And that's what Epstein Island's all about as well. So look into that one a bit further. So you know, it's a very, very interesting world we live in. Follow the money trail. And when we see what happened with COVID, of course, the last 5 years, well, who was profiting from all of that? Just do your own research into all of that, right? Who was profiting? Look at how many dead people we have now. You know, I've lost so many friends the last 5 years. I can't even begin to tell you, you know, in their 50s, 60s, people unexpectedly, sudden heart attacks. My parents' health went downhill, unfortunately. You know, after they took what we were told was safe and effective. Whenever they say safe and effective, it's like the fire ant poison they're putting everywhere around Australia at the moment that's killing a lot of animals. You know, they're saying, oh, it's safe and effective. You know, they're poisoning our water supplies and they're saying it's safe and effective. So whenever you hear that in the mainstream media, you know it's a whole lot of BS. It's definitely not safe and effective. Most likely not safe and effective. I won't overgeneralize and say all of it's maybe there is the odd one or two things they put out there that actually is safe and effective. But again, do your own research, question everything, and be kind to others who don't have the same opinion as you, because there are a lot of brainwashed people out there. And this is why they call it TV programming or TV channels. They're channeling information. Watch Out of Shadows. Watch the Out of Shadows documentary. I have it in my Conscious Community Global Facebook group. You will find it in there. Out of Shadows is all about how we've been brainwashed and programmed by Hollywood and the mainstream media, and how we've been conditioned to live in drama. Look at Netflix. How much of Netflix is dramas? I reckon 99% of Netflix would be dramas, right? It's like we are to live in drama. And so what happens for people is if they don't have drama in their lives, they will create drama because that's how they think life has to be. And as Tracey said, that the present moment, presence, when you're present, when you have that alone time, when you have that connection to God's source, realizing we are spiritual beings having a human experience. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. Stop taking life so seriously, right? We just get all way too significant about everything. Just enjoy the moment, enjoy the journey, and let's see what 2026 has in store for us. Tracey, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, just on that. You know, last night I was looking for something nice to watch on TV. It was getting quite late. And I think on a number of the channels was a murder mystery file, you know, solving these murders. And why would I want to fall asleep with such evil?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah,
so
exactly.
What I say is, when you honor your soul, I don't want to fall asleep in that space. So I was able to find, you know, one of these housing shows. They're looking at country properties or, you know, beach houses, or they're renovating a cottage. You know, why would I want to fall asleep with evil?
Oh, exactly.
You know what's funny? So I'm very careful with what I watch
I'm not
nowadays.
gonna do that, by the way.
And a lot of the newer shows that come out, like, I don't really pay attention to them because I just don't trust them. I just don't trust the behind the scenes message and agenda of what, you know, might be some little message that might be part of it. So you might laugh at me, but I tend to watch a lot of the old school stuff that I like grew up with. Even in my early adult years, stuff that I grew up with. So really innocent shows. And it's like to the point to where I've seen these episodes like hundreds of times, but I still like to watch them, you know, because it's just, you know, it's kind of nostalgic and it's fun. And it's just kind of like my way of just kind of just chilling and just zoning out a little bit. So yeah, I still watch stuff like Star Trek: The Next Generation, Star Trek Voyager. I Love Lucy. That's a classic one from way back in the day. Yeah, way back in the day. It's good old fashioned slapstick comedy. Lucille Ball was great at that. So different things like that. I love watching. I do have a few other shows that I watch, like NCIS, and then there's a couple other ones. But I like a lot of the classics, and I kind of just stick with those because you know, there's not a lot of agenda behind those. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I love that,
Ken. Me too, Ken. Me too. I love PG. Love PG.
Yes. Some of our favorite shows we used to watch as a family, and we still to this day. I Dream of Jeannie and Bewitched. I watch it with my parents all the time. I Dream of Jeannie Bewitched, and we'll always have a great laugh together. But other ones,
oh my goodness, that one too.
Little House on the Prairie.
Yes, and
Flying Nun.
Things like Mr. Bean and George and Mildred, those classic, Faulty Towers, Red Dwarf, Young Ones, so many great.
Kath and Kim.
Yeah, and oh my God, so good. And it's so cool when you watch
Island.
It's so cool when you watch these things.
Now wait a minute. There's a lot of good classic cartoons too. So let's kind of like mention some of those classics. So you've got like, I remember a really, really old school one like Felix the Cat. I don't know if you ever saw that one. Oh my gosh. Okay, you do. The Smurfs. Yeah.
Yes.
The Smurfs were always a classic for me. Some would say, oh, well, Smurfs, portrayed witchcraft in it. It's just a stupid cartoon that I enjoyed watching. Another classic, Tom and Jerry. Everybody loves Tom and Jerry.
The Roadrunner.
Flintstones.
Oh, Flintstones. Oh,
the
my
Jetsons.
gosh. Yes, so good.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Okay, go ahead.
There's so many. I will say Simpsons I've enjoyed, although there's a lot of hidden darkness in some of the Simpsons episodes as well that you might want to be aware of. So there is some subconscious programming coming through some of these shows that aren't of the best best intentions. However, I have enjoyed many Simpsons episodes and Married at First Sight as well. However, I think when you're aware that there could be some hidden messages coming through, when you're conscious of it, it doesn't have the same impact. So I think the minute you take the red pill, my friends, there's no turning back to the blue pill. That's what I will say, right? And you question everything moving forward. And I love it when I watch the old episodes, what I was about to say before Ken interrupted me.
Sorry.
ADHD. Ken and I both got ADHD, right? So we just go, this is why we switch.
I'm like, if I don't say it now, I'm going to lose it.
It's a superpower too, by the way, for our ADHD entrepreneur friends out there, sending you much love. It's focus. Focus is the big challenge with ADHD, focusing on the right things, right, rather than focusing on 20 things at once. Anyway, what I was going to say is what I love is picking up where they pick up the old school telephone, as they did on the other day. I was watching Bewitched, and they picked up the old school telephone. I thought, oh my God, remember the landline telephones? Oh my gosh, the simple joys in life. I mean, wasn't life so different, before mobile phones, 20, 30 years ago? How things have changed so rapidly in the last 20 years. And no doubt they're going to change even more in the next 20 years. And one thing I've really noticed in 2025 is as AI has gone through the roof, what I'm finding really, really frustrating when I go to social media and I get sucked into some kind of reel, or so I say sucked in because they can be very enticing, some of these reels and stories and things. And I think, oh my gosh, how is that? I've never seen anything like that. And I think it's real. Like, for example, I was sharing with Tracey the other day. I said, I saw this video of this lion slapping a cub, and then the lioness came and slapped the lion. I thought, oh my God, I've never seen that in real life. I've never seen a lion slap a cub or
There's
a lion.
reason.
And then it was friggin' AI. I was so pissed off. I was like, I cannot be been hoodwinked by this bloody video. And this is what's happening, is people getting so frustrated. They don't know what's real anymore, and they don't know what's fake anymore. I mean, as if we haven't been lied to enough by mainstream media and all the rest of it. Now we go on social media, we don't know what the hell is real anymore. So let's come back to some authenticity, some truth, sharing of ourselves, sharing heart to heart, connecting person to person, eyeball to eyeball, let eyeballs to eyeball. I mean, we don't all have one eyeball. So definitely connect with two eyeballs. Although some people only have one eyeball, and my heart goes out to you too, but hey, at least you've got one working eyeball, right? So it's like the yin yang of life. The yin yang of life is there's always light where there's darkness, and darkness where there's light. And what we choose to focus on will grow. What we choose to focus on will grow. So what are you going to choose to focus on in 2026? My friends tuning in, thank you so much for all the comments. We'll see if we have time to get to some of those comments at the end.
And I also see that my friend Jay here up in the upper comments also joined us. I don't know if he still is here or not, but thank you, Jay, for joining us this evening.
Oh, thank you, Jay. I'm scrolling up in the comments. We've got so many comments. Oh, here we go, Jay. Hello, Jay on LinkedIn. We've got Jay Abiona checking out the live from Houston. Oh, thank you for joining us all the way from Houston, Jay. And where are you joining us from if you are on live? Where are you in the world? And what are your tips for how to live your best 2026? Okay, love that. Now, I actually did a bit of a chat GPT search talking about AI. Look, AI definitely has its place. Okay, AI is definitely great for some things. Okay, now Ken's just running to the loo, so I'll just take him off screen for a minute. AI is brilliant for some things. Okay, however, if you are going to use AI content, please put there that it was created by AI so that people aren't looking at it thinking it's real when it's actually not. They feel completely hoodwinked and they feel like they're being conned and deceived and lied to. And oh my gosh, it's so frustrating. Tracey, have you had a similar thing where you've looked at videos and posts and thought they were real? And
the lion one that you mentioned, and I thought, oh, I've never seen a lioness do that before. Was it the lioness or the lion? I can't recall now. I thought, oh, I've never seen a lion or lioness behave like that before. And then I realized.
And then you realize it's AI. Oh my God. And there was another one with barnacles on actually there was one with a scene of, I think it was a turtle that they got out of the ocean. It was full of barnacles and there's people taking these barnacles off the turtle. And then that was another AI creation that I didn't realize was AI. And I thought, oh, that's so good. The Good Samaritans taking the barnacles off the turtle, and it's bloody AI again. So yeah, it's frustrating. It's so frustrating. Oh my gosh. So I think, yes, we have to, good, Dana. I've started use "this is not AI" hashtag too. Good. Dana, I love that.
Oh, yes.
Not AI. Actually, I put on one of my posts the other day, I said this post was not created with AI. So I think that hashtag's great. Thank you for that, Dana.
Yes.
Oh, yes, Corinda's saying be careful with AI because they can still steal your data. They can steal your data. Well, I'm sure they can. I mean, I'm sure anywhere we're online, they can steal our data. I'm sure of it. That's just how the cookie crumbles, is that you put your stuff out online, you're going to have someone who's going to be stalking you. Actually, the other day, I was watching the telly and I was shocked by this eBay story. I don't know if you've seen, there was the whole documentary done about some eBay employees from their security department that basically were hounding and harassing this couple that were doing stories about eBay in their security department. They were sending them like live cockroaches in the mail and sending them death threats and all this kind of stuff. And this is coming from the corporate department of eBay. I was absolutely shocked. And a whole lot of people went to prison and got, there was like 6 people. But the people at the top that said to go ahead with this order because eBay is massive company, right? So they got heaps of money to spend on this sort of stuff. So they want to protect their reputation. So they had some of their employees, a whole department that were basically hassling and harassing people who were putting content out that was not making eBay look so great. So that was something I found very, very interesting. And it happens. People get killed for speaking their truth. And the thing is are you going to live in fear, or are you going to rise above it and speak your truth anyway? And this is my wish for you tuning in right now. My wish for you is that you have the guts to speak your truth. And we are coming into the horse year, which is actually very good for this. And I want to talk about that. But before I get into that, is there anything else, Tracey or Ken, you want to share about what we've said that's hanging to come out? No. Okay, good. Well, let's get stuck into this. Oh, yes, Tracey?
Something else I can share, because I know Aldwyn will always say, any final words? So I thought, I'm going to have some final words.
We've still got another half an hour of the show, so we've still got a fair bit.
Okay, I'll save them then.
Is there something you want to share now?
I'll save them.
Save it. Save it. Okay. And thank you, Corinda. Yes, I can see all your comments. We'll come to that in just a second. Okay, now this info I'm about to share with you is from a Facebook page called Psychics on Radio, Angels on Air, and it's run by a beautiful friend of mine called Leslie, who's based in Sydney. She is a medium, and she's also very passionate about helping to expose dodgy mediums and dodgy psychics. Like Rosie Shalhoub was in our Fear to Freedom book this year, and she's the same. So I've connected those two amazing people together. So anyway, this is from her page, which I've shared onto my Facebook. So we are coming into Year of the Fire Horse for 2026. The energy is around, the horse is about freedom. It's about speed, independence, charisma, and movement. It's also the fire element, which is around intensity, visibility, courage, volatility, and truth surfacing, right? The truth is coming out for 2026. The fire horse years are rare and powerful. They're associated with rapid change, bold actions, social unrest, and breakthroughs. Okay, so the highs of 2026, according to astrology, according to the year of the horse, is momentum and breakthroughs. The first one, stagnation breaks, long delayed projects suddenly move. It's an excellent year for entrepreneurship, for public speaking and teaching, for legal challenges, and for independence from systems or contracts. Number 2, it's about truth and exposure. Hidden matters start to surface. Corruption, lies, and inefficiencies are exposed. It's an excellent year for whistleblowers. Yay, welcome all the whistleblowers. Court action, status correction, sovereignty-based claims. And number 3, it's a great year for 2026 for personal power and visibility. People with courage will rise quickly. Those who act are rewarded. It's an ideal for leadership roles, publishing or teaching, and declaring your boundaries. Okay, so they're all the pros. Now the cons, the lows of 2026, of course, the yin yang of life, there's always dark and light. So the lows we're going to experience, if we're not conscious of this, is volatility and burnout. Okay, the fire horse energy is fast, but it's unforgiving. So be careful of overworking. If you overwork, you will collapse, you will potentially burn out, and emotional reactivity increases as well. Okay, so it could be quite volatile there. Number 2, low of 2026 is conflict and authority clashes, increased disputes with government, with employers, with courts, with corporations. Ego battles are going to escalate quickly. Okay, so that's number 2. And number 3 is rash decisions. Be conscious of impulsivity. Okay, being impulsive. It can often backfire if you're impulsive. And poor, dishonest actions lead to legal or financial issues. So a key warning for 2026 is act boldly. Now, numerology-wise, we are coming into a 1 year. It's the universal year 1. A new 9-year cycle now begins. It's around independence, leadership, originality, identity redefinition, and breaking from the past. Okay, so we're looking at new beginnings for the highs, new beginnings, new business, new legal status, new identity frameworks, and fresh contracts or refusal of old ones. We're looking at self-authority, an excellent year for self-representation and trust creation. And number 3, initiative is rewarded in 2026. So waiting equals loss, action equals opportunity. So take bold action this year. And the lows are that you could feel isolated. Okay, you might have a lone wolf energy. Your support systems may fall away, and you must rely on your inner authority, which is what Tracey was talking about there. 2 is ego test, power struggles, my way or no way mentality. Legal arrogance will be punished. Okay. Number 3 is the combined meaning of the fire horse and the universal 1. Now, this is really important. It equals sovereign energy. Sovereign energy. That's very, very exciting. So what this year is really about, lawful standing over emotional reaction. This is not a year for blind trust, delegating authority, half knowledge, or emotional feelings. Okay. Number 4 is who thrives most in 2026? Horse, tiger, and dog, Chinese zodiac allies. Leaders, teachers, speakers are going to thrive. Self-represented litigants are going to thrive. People willing to stand alone will also thrive. And who's going to struggle is those who are clinging to old systems, people avoiding responsibility, and those acting emotionally instead of lawfully. And number 5 is okay, gosh, there's so much gold in this post. How to use 2026 correctly. Practical advice. Okay, this is in summary. Move fast but lawfully. Choose battles carefully. Build first and challenge second. Build first and challenge second. So you can find that post shared. You'll find it in the Facebook page, Psychics on Radio, Angels on Air. And I've also shared it to my Facebook as well. So that's very exciting. So what do you think of that, Tracey, Ken, of our Fire Horse year coming up?
Oh, there's so much there that's amazing. The more truth for humanity, a better world for humanity.
Yes.
Yeah. And
you know what? There's a lot of things in there that you shared that I was just like resonating with and going, isn't that interesting, the timing of that, though? Isn't it interesting, the timing of that? Now, I'm not a big, giant astrology person or different things like that. I do kind of follow a little bit more biblical astrology, but a lot of the things that you said in there, I just find it very interesting how it's lined up time-wise, especially in the midst of what we're into right now, which is the Great Awakening. And the Great Awakening is still definitely happening. In fact, it's gaining more speed, and I just find it very interesting. Some key points that you mentioned in there about truth, about just the speediness of the. Yeah, I was just like, hey, wow, okay, there are no coincidences. So how interesting the timing of that. Just very interesting.
Yes, very, very interesting. And if you look at that Facebook post there, you will see, just going to bring it up again. It actually has a bit of a summary of, I'll have to bring it up in a second. There's a summary of some key words. Yeah, here it is here. Psychics on radio, angels on air. I might actually share this page. And Leslie's very conscious, the lady that runs this. She's a real brilliant. So in summary, Year of the Snake for 2025 was about transformation, shedding. It's about endings. It's about healing grief, purification, and unveiling secrets. Okay, that's what 2025 Year of the Snake was about. And Year of the Horse, in summary, is about movement, new beginnings, freedom, passion, inspiration, and exploration.
New beginnings, freedom,
passion, inspiration, exploration, so exploring, and movement. So we're coming out of from transformation.
The three. Okay, so yeah, the three words that popped out to me with that was the new beginnings, and then what else did you say?
So we've got movement, new beginnings, freedom, passion, inspiration, exploration.
Freedom.
Yep.
And then what was the last one you said?
Exploration, exploring.
Very good. There was another one that popped out. There were three that popped out in the midst of what we were.
Inspiration and passion. So there's movement, new beginnings, freedom, passion, inspiration, exploration. That's for the horse year coming into 2026. So what it's saying, so from snake, we've gone from transformation to movement. We've gone from shedding to new beginnings. We've gone from endings to freedom. We've gone from healing grief to passion, and purification to inspiration, and unveiling secrets to exploration. Very cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
I'm looking forward to this year ahead. Now, so I did do a little search on ChatGPT because there are some AI tools that I absolutely love, I must say. It's not all bad, but please just disclose if it's an AI post, okay? Please disclose it. And I mean, the way I cannot believe there are tools out there where you can have two AI-created robots having a podcast together, right? Like, I cannot believe that, this is what's going on.
No.
Of yourself on a platform, and it will create a video of you speaking something, and you will think it's the actual person. It's becoming better and better, mimicking reality. It's, and so.
But you see, here's the thing, though, and this is a good thing. There are people out there, especially our younger generation that's growing up right now. They're able to tell what's real and what's not. I know my own coach, her son. Her son Grayson is really, really, really good at detecting whether something was AI created and different things like that. So there are people that are getting wise to it and being able to being able to tell whether something's AI or not. So that is a good thing, and I think that is going to improve. I think what also is going to improve, because I'm already seeing it now, is there is a growing deep desire for more authenticity and real stuff out there. And you guys are proof. You guys are sharing your frustrations with a lot of this fake AI stuff. And what it's doing is it's making people kind of turn back to real stuff, authentic stuff, reality stuff. Because that's what people are starting to crave. And I think as the months go on, and possibly next couple of years, I think that craving for authenticity and actual real stuff is going to get greater and greater.
That's cute, Ken. You said authenticity. Authenticity.
Thank you.
That's very cute. I like authenticity. That's really cool. Okay.
I just created a word. All right. So there you go.
Putting your creativity to work there, Ken. Well done. And it takes a highly intelligent person to spell things multiple ways, apparently. Things multiple ways. Okay, so what did ChatGPT have to say about how to make 2026 your best year yet? Well, a simple and powerful framework that's just created is called Clarity, Energy, Visibility, Impact, right? Because they're actually working with the Media Queen brand, right? So this is based on, ChatGPT is based on what I've already fed it, what sort of information I've already given it of different things around my brand, Media Queen, and we help people be seen, heard, and known, right, as the expert in what they do, and help them speak their truth with the world. So clarity, energy, visibility, impact. So number one, get ruthlessly clear on what actually matters.
That's a good word, ruthlessly.
Ruthlessly clear. Okay, so if 2026 is a success, 2026 is a success.
Hey, I'm catching here.
I haven't even had a drink yet. I'm going to have a if it's a success, right? If it's ask yourself, what is true about my life, not just my business? If 2026 is a success, what is true about my life, not just my business? Another question, what do I want to feel most days? Do I want to feel free, calm, energized, proud? What do I want to feel most days? And these are good for journaling. Journaling is a great thing to do as well. And what do I not want to carry into 2026? Example here, overworking, people pleasing, saying yes too fast, right? So there's some great questions there. And also, what are 3 non-negotiables for the year? For example, freedom of time, health, creativity, joy. Every decision must support your 3 non-negotiables. So let us know, what are your 3 non-negotiables for 2026? Let us know in the comments. Those are tuning in. Dennis just put it.
Yeah, I love that comment.
Kleinbergisms.
Ken Kleinbergism.
Dennis, another one of our ADHD friends out there. Love you, Dennis. Thank you for that. Oh my God.
That's awesome. I'm going to cherish that one. Thank you, Dennis.
There you go. Thank you, Dennis. Dennis just created a new word too. Love it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's number 1. Get ruthlessly clear on what actually matters. Okay, number 2, and I know I'm going to go fast because we are, it's just gone 1. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's just gone. Everything's
20 minutes left. Yes, we got 20 minutes. It's almost time to wrap up.
So I'll go quickly here. Okay, and you can watch the replay if you want to get more notes on this. Number 2, design your energy first, not your to-do list. Okay, now it's saying to me, my near-death experience taught me more than most or better than most that life is precious. And it did, because I did have a near-death experience, which you can read about in the Fear to Freedom book when I got swept out to sea and potentially almost drowned. Thankfully, that didn't happen. I came back in 2023, and I've had actually several near-death experiences in my life, as I know a few of you have as well. So life is precious. High performers don't win because they do more. They win because they protect their energy. I was talking about that, right? See, ChatGPT is reading my bloody mind. Look at that. Now, I put this on ChatGPT before we started the show, and it's now repeating words back, the exact words I say. There you go. Protect your energy. Lock in daily rituals, movement, stillness, nature, and breath. Schedule white space like you schedule speaking gigs. Decide
that's powerful right there.
Your speaking gigs, that's a good one. Decide your enough time, your enough number. So your income, your impact, and your hours. What is enough? Because really, when it comes to success, and I know a lot of my friends are entrepreneurs and they're high achievers, and sometimes when we strive for success in business, it's like the sky is the limit, right? There's so much you can do in your business. And those who are focused on just the numbers in their business, they want $1 million this year, $10 million, whatever. There's always going to be someone out there making $1 billion, or always got more followers than you, or whatever it is, right? So notice if you find yourself getting anxious over what you are achieving, whereas making time to actually celebrate your achievements, I think, is really, really important as well. So decide your enough number, income, impact, hours. What is enough for you? And you can reframe this to, how do I want to live each week? Before, what do I want to achieve? Okay, how do I want to live each week rather than want to achieve. Okay, that's number 2. Number 3, be seen for what you want to be known for on purpose. Okay, you already help people be seen, heard, and known. Now turn that lens fully on you, right? Saying to turn it on me. So yes, I do. I help people be seen, heard, and known. So what's one primary message you want the word to associate with you? So for those joining, what's one primary message? To be seen, heard, and known. Okay, in that be seen, heard, and known, well, that's a great question, right? What is it? I guess impact is really what we're looking at here. Choose 2 to 3 main platforms only, not all the things. Okay, so this is advice from ChatGPT. It doesn't say we have to go ahead with this. Anchor everything to your bigger themes: good news, gratitude, visibility, living fully, and legacy. There's some of my bigger themes that I share in socials. And power move is to create fewer offers but make them iconic. So one flagship keynote, one signature program, one high value media angle. Yes, there's some gold nuggets there. And we do have, of course, the Mass Media Mastery Program, and I am going to be launching a few new events and things coming up in 2026. So keep tabs on that. Okay, number 4, build legacy, not just launches. Okay, so ask the deeper question. If someone talks about my work in 10 years, what do I want them to say? What do I want them to say? I work in 10 years. Now, 2026 is a brilliant year to document your story more boldly. And we are actually doing Fear to Freedom number 2 coming up. So we're inviting authors to come in for Fear to Freedom number 2. And it looks like we're going to have that filled, and number 3 potentially for this year as well. So that's very exciting. So if you're interested in sharing your story in Fear to Freedom book 2 or book 3, reach out. Turn lived wisdom into IP. Yes, create your IP models, which is your intellectual property. Create something that outlives algorithms. Book, movement, framework, global challenge. Well, we've done that already. You're not here to chase trends. You're here to lead conversations. Oh, I love that too. You're not here to chase trends. You're here to lead conversations with real people. And number 5 is choose one brave stretch goal for the year. Not a safe, sensible goal, but a soul-stretching goal. Something that makes you think, who do I need to become to hold this? And if I pull this off, everything shifts. Okay? If I pull this off, everything shifts. That's usually choosing. Now, it's given me a mantra for my 2026. It says, I choose alignment over approval, impact over noise, and a life I don't need a holiday from. Oh, I love that mantra. That's really cool. How good is ChatGPT, I must say, and some of these AI tools? They are brilliant in that respect, how they can just...
When you program them like you can with ChatGPT, like I have quite a few deep curated threads that produce crazy intense stuff for me. But yeah, when you work at it and you program it and you teach it your brand and your voice and what it is, and all the things, oh my gosh, yeah, no, it can be a great tool.
Yes, absolutely. Now, Denna's saying, oh, thank you for this, Denna. She says, as your friend, I've watched you do life differently since that experience. That was since the getting swept out to sea in February 2023. And it's inspiring. Thank you, Denna. I really appreciate that. And Corinda says, me too, Denna. Thank you, Corinda. Thank you, Denna. I appreciate that. And, one thing that has shifted massively since that near-death experience was my appreciation for life, my appreciation. And I know you don't like the word reset, Ken, but I'm going to say it's like I pressed the reset button on my life, really, when that happened, because it made me reevaluate how I do my days, I thought about what are the things we worry about. In fact, I did a live video the day after I had that near drowning, and I actually was crying in that video. And I said,
I remember that.
What are the things we stress about? What are the things we worry about? Like, it really puts things in perspective, and I think to myself, no matter how tough your situation might seem right now, no matter how hard you might be having it right now with whatever challenges, there's always someone else out there that's doing it tougher, right? I look at the people in Palestine. I look at the people who haven't got food, who haven't got fresh water in Africa. I look at some of these places, yet they've got a lot of money for weapons, interestingly, in a lot of these places, but they don't have food and water. What is happening with the world? We don't have a wealth problem. We have a wealth distribution problem. What do you impact in 2026? Do you want to bring fresh water to some of these third world countries? Do you want to bring fresh food to some of these countries? Do you want to help end war? Do you want to bring more world peace into the world? What do you want to do, and how can you on an individual level impact that by being the change? Be the change you wish to see in the world, as Gandhi says, one of my favorite quotes. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Oh, now I think I've talked for quite a lot. So Tracey, Ken, thoughts on any of that?
Oh my goodness. So much good stuff you shared. Oh my goodness. Just great stuff. I think
Thank you.
the key, you're welcome. The key into going into this new year is, so number one, not to treat it as, so Aldwyn, the context you use reset in, I think that's okay. So there you go.
Oh, thank
But
you. I have
yay! In this context, though, going into the new year, it's not about a reset. It's about a continuing. It's about making adjustments. It's about whatever, and not waiting to make those adjustments, but making those adjustments now. Work on them now. You've got, for those in Australia, you've got less than a day before the new year. Start now. Be ahead of those people that are going to start on the new year. One of the things I teach around this time of year, especially, is if you start now, see, a lot of people, when they go through the holiday season, they want to put a pause on their health and weight journey, right? It's just too hard. I'm just not going to worry about it during the holidays. But what if you embraced all the challenges and the messiness of the holidays, and you embraced that, and you continued your journey, though it's going to be messy during those holidays, and then you show up on the New Year's? You're actually going to show up many steps forward of those who are just beginning their reset on the New Year's. So that's kind of putting in a little bit more context on why I'm just like, no, it's not about a reset. It should not be about a reset, because what you get to do is all the things you want to do, your goals and the things that you want to change, you get to start. And then what happens is when New Year's comes, guess what? You're that many steps ahead of those who are just starting a New Year's. So that's kind of the philosophy of what's behind that. It's so good. And I know one of the things that I am changing, and I'm already have been working on it behind the scenes for about a week now, that is my closing language, how I'm closing somebody when I'm talking about my premium offer and different things like that. What, how I'm responding back to people, looking at different things. And interesting enough, I'm actually using chat to help me on that. So what I've done to kind of help me kind of strategize this, and then, now with some of the feedback I've gotten, now I've been able to share that with my coach, and I've got even more deeper conversations going on around this. But what I've been able to do is I've fed a couple of transcripts of conversations I've had with people talking about, hey, here's my premium program, So I've fed that into ChatGPT. And then basically I prefaced it and I've said, okay, I want you to, you are a sales expert. I want you to, look at people like Myron Golden, Alex, I forget his last name. And then there's another one. These are all like top leaders in the industry that are top sales experts. And so I took that transcript, put it into ChatGPT, created the prompt around it. You would not believe some of the stuff it's popped out at me, some of the things that I was saying that I didn't know that I was saying, that I'm not going to be saying anymore, all these things. So that's kind of part of what I am working on as a leader and as a coach moving into this new year. And I've already started working on that. That's the key.
Beautiful. I love that. Love that. Thank you so much, Ken, for sharing that. Tracey, anything you want to share from that last section?
Oh, look, I think thinking about the year of the horse and what you shared, and honoring your soul's journey, Thebs. And
yes.
There was some great content that you shared there, Aldwyn. I think people should take the time and perhaps listen to your program again.
Yes.
Set aside some time and perhaps do that.
So some of you mean the Mass Media Mastery program?
No, this session today.
Oh yeah, listen to this program. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And for our
time.
Yes. And our
okay.
And our Mass Media Mastery
themselves that time.
have not watched the recordings of all the trainings we've done, I'm sure there's many of you that haven't done that either, or other programs that you've bought that you haven't tuned into and watched and listened to, I recommend go back over and make some time every week to go back through the programs that you've bought with different mentors.
That's huge.
And spend an hour a week going through some of the content of the different programs that you've bought. And yes, watch every single Total Truth Show episode, every single Media Queen TV episode. You'll be there for the next few years just doing that.
I was going to say, yeah, nobody's got time for that.
But, we do have some amazing content, and I'm very grateful for the guests we've had.
Just on that, though, people can allow themselves this hour and a half, and here we have a new year to create whatever we want it to be for us. And people could allow themselves that hour and a half and relax, and they might sit outside or inside where it's cool and comfortable under a tree, and maybe have a pen and paper with them and jot down some super important goals, and then listen to this session, your program again, and really take it on board what's been shared, because that's how we create our journey.
That is,
yes, absolutely. And yes, Ken?
No, you're going to go. I've interrupted you too much, so you go.
I just get on it. See, there's so much flow in this conversation here. It's been brilliant. We all just want to talk at once. So good. I was just thinking about, Tracey, when you were at that weekend event and you sent me those questions and you said, can you answer these questions for you? And some of the questions were things like, how do you see me, or what are my strengths and what are my weaknesses and things like that, right? And we're often so close to our genius that we don't see what our genius is. We don't see how we come across. Now, Dana was saying here, as your friend, I've watched you do life differently since that experience of that near drowning. Now, Tracey, you've also known me through that period. So what would you say that you've seen in how I've done life differently? And Dennis says it's inspiring. What specifically? I'm really curious, because I'm too close to myself to see how that's come across. I'm curious how I've been different, or how it's been different for you as a friend as well.
Yeah, so there's less surface with you and more depth.
Less surface. Nice.
Your perspective, your language, your life experience. There's more depth. Instead of perhaps rushing and being surface level.
Yes.
Because you have an appreciation now, a different level. You have an appreciation now that you didn't have before.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and I see that.
Deep-rooted appreciation.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I think I have a less tolerance for BS as well. I think
okay. That's a good thing.
Yeah, selective where I put my time nowadays. And I closed off my calendar this year. I didn't do any one-on-ones that people could just book through my calendar this year, which was a big shift this year, because my focus was on my family, and I stepped back. A lot of my business stuff I stepped back in. I still looked after my Mass Media Mastery members and my current clients. However, I deliberately didn't take on many new clients in 2025 because I had enough on my plate, right? I had enough to focus on. And so next year, I'm feeling it's time to have greater impact. And I'm ready now to scale in a different way next year. And I'm very excited about that. And before the end of 2025, before the end of today, as Ken says, act now. I'm going to challenge everyone who's watching this right now. What is one thing you've been procrastinating around this year that you could actually take action on before the end of 2025, right? Before the end of the 31st of December, wherever you are in the world, 2025, what's one thing you've procrastinated around that you can take action on? And now if it's writing a book for you, I'm not suggesting write the whole book in one day, although for some people they could do that. But what I'm suggesting is maybe a 30-minute task or a 1-hour task that you could just get done that you've been procrastinating around, and notice what happens when you complete that task. So that's a challenge I'm putting out to you. So after I have some cocktails this afternoon with my mum at the nursing home and my dad,
Woo-hoo.
I'm going to take action on a admin task that I've been avoiding for months now, and I'm going to. So that's my challenge I'm taking on for myself. Is a particular admin thing that I've been avoiding, and I'm going to embrace that. And 50% of the thing is just starting, right? So actually, just think to yourself, okay, what is this task? What is the first step? Could it be opening your computer? Could be the first step. Okay, could it be opening a spreadsheet? Could that be the second step? Just break it right down, chunk it right down. As they say, to eat an elephant one bite at a time, right? So chunk things right down, and inch by inch, everything's a cinch. Inch by inch, everything's a cinch. Now we are coming up to the end of our.
There is one other thing I wanted to share.
Yes.
So, and this is also going to be a shameless plug, so be forewarned. So, an example of doing stuff now instead of waiting till later. So I've had a book that I've been working on trying to get finished since the beginning of this year. And it's taken a lot longer than what I wanted to. Finally, around the holiday seasons, I remember my coach encouraging me to, and cheering me on to get this book finished by Christmas. And it wasn't even Thanksgiving yet. So I thought to myself, I'm like, I'm going to get this one done and the other one that's sitting, that's almost ready. I'm going to get both of them done, and I'm going to do it before Thanksgiving. So I got my main book done, and this is my main book. I got it done before Thanksgiving, you guys. How many people do you know would have procrastinated until the new year? I'm just going to do it in the new year, or I'm just going to wait until after Christmas or whatever. I got it done. And now the second version is out, actually. The first version had some errors in it because I did it messy. I just did it. I wanted to get it out there, become a published author. Second version is now on Amazon. Most of the errors have been fixed. There's probably 2 or 3 still in there. But nonetheless, I got it done. I got it done now instead of waiting. And then the second thing that I published as well is my Mastery Weight Loss Journal. And that's in dedication to my clients. Both are on Amazon, and both can be found on my website, www.masteryweightloss.com. All right, shameless plug is done.
Yay. Well done. And I acknowledge you for that, Ken. Well done. That is absolutely awesome. And for those tuning in, what are 3 things you're proud of achieving this year? What are 3 things? Please pop in the comments. What are 3 things you're proud of achieving this year? Let's celebrate you. Tracey, what are 3 things you're proud of this year?
Overcoming more trauma and grief. I gave away 100 months for free with membership for singles in my business, and celebrated our 30th year.
Yay! Well done. Yay, that's so awesome. And 3 things I'm proud of. We released Fear to Freedom Book 1 with 13 authors from across Australia. I did that with Leanne Clune this year. Next year, teaming up with Dame Rita Rose. And we have a heap of people already wanting to come into Book 2 and Book 3. So that will fill in no time. And we're looking to launch that by mid-year. So there'll be Fear to Freedom Book 2 will be launching in Sydney and the Gold Coast mid-year for 2026. Also, this year we had our 19th annual Animal Action event, and thank you to you, Tracey. You've supported nearly every one of those events, as well as Lynn Santa. Huge shout out to Lynn Santa, who I know you're catching up with tonight and having a great New Year's Eve. Sending you much love, Lynn, if you're tuning in. Lynn has supported nearly every one of our Animal Action events, and Den is here. Den has been a great support, and so many others. Lynn Sutherland, we've just done the last few events. Our 19th annual event happened this year, all about awareness, appreciation, respect for animals. And next year's year 20, and we're looking to do a retreat in Thailand with the elephants and orangutans. So very excited about that for year 20 next year. And then the Global Good News Challenge, we had our 5th year anniversary of that this year. And we've had record numbers of people do the December Global Good News Challenge as well, including Dana and Karen and Moana and so many, Karen, there's 2 Karens that have actually done it, and so many others. So thank you so much for everyone. Troy, I know you've done it. Narelle, Felisa, oh my gosh, so many amazing people have done the Global Good News Challenge this year. So thank you for everyone who has completed that as well this year. So there's just some of my achievements, and being able to run my media business living between Gold Coast and Sunshine Coast for the whole year, looking after my parents as well. So, and I also this year, I adopted 5 roosters and rehomed and then adopted 5 chickens because we can't keep roosters in Southport. So I've now got 6 beautiful chickens, some little hens that are absolutely adorable, and we've got 2 rescue cats as well. So very proud of our beautiful animals. So there's some of the things that we have achieved this year. Let us know, tuning in, what are some of your achievements we can celebrate as we're coming to the end of the show. I'll just go quickly through these messages here, just see what we've got
Denna's got right down at the bottom. Click the one that Denna just put in.
Okay, so Denna, we've got a whole lot there. I'll just go back. I'll go back a little bit.
Well, Denna, the one that Denna just put in right here applies to what we were just talking about.
Oh, Denna's 3. Okay, so she's done the inner work. She's done the gratitude codes. Yes, fantastic. And reconnection activities to combat disconnection. Nice. Well done, you. Awesome. Okay, and Robert Mull, good to see you, Robert Mull. Found peace of mind is 1 thing. Faced his fears, number 2. And he's more connected self and using energy wisely. Nice one, Robert. Awesome.
Thank you guys for those of you who have popped that in the comment and participated with that. Thank you so much.
What are 3 things you've done this year that you're proud of? And it could be anything. Could be anything at all. Greetings from Hong Kong. Charles Caldwell's with us. Hey, Charles. Good to see you there on LinkedIn. Nice one. All right. And Dennis just added to what she was saying about me. Let's come back to me for a second. She says, you are more intentional, you are more restrained, and you hold back. So since the near-death experience, the near drowning, she says those things. So thank you so much. And look, I think it's a great idea to ask people in your life, what do they see as your strengths? What do they see as your weaknesses? What are some things that you could work on this year to become a better human being, right? Better for yourself, to show up better for others. And sometimes we're too close to ourselves to see all of this. So it's great to reach out to friends, encouraging friends ideally, right? You don't want to hang out with people who are just going to go, oh, you're bloody this and you're bloody that and you're bloody hopeless and you're bloody, right? You don't want that in your life. So, you know, you don't be asking those people that question, you know, they're just going to go, oh, you're bloody hopeless, you're bloody this, you're bloody that. You just go, yeah, on you, mate. On you, mate. I'll see you down the pub for a drink. Yeah, no worries, mate. Okay. All right. So we won't go there, but, you know, watch some Troy Barron if you want some funny Aussie humour. Yes. Now, Robert's saying there's a spiritual war going on at the moment. Yes, indeed, there is a very strong spiritual war. And Robert says, now is the time to connect with self and find balance with all the world pressure. Yes, thank you for that. That's a good comment there. And he says, when you find a balance in your mind and apply it to personal life experiences, life becomes life makes more sense. I think you mean to say that. It makes more sense and it's more enjoyable. Yeah, beautiful. Love that. Denna's been revisiting tools she's always had. Lovely, like that. I don't know which tools, maybe AI tools you're talking about there. Now, Corinda's left a heap of messages here. Thank you so much, Corinda. I'm going to scroll back up to some of yours. Oh, Dennis saying here, inner authority. I love this. Authority isn't claimed, it's built intentionally. Melissa Groom. Yes, love Melissa. Well done. Very nice. Very nice. I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay, what have we got? Yes. Oh, and Corinda has ADHD. Welcome to the club. I only found out a few years ago I had ADHD, diagnosed from an ex-boyfriend that seemed to think that I could use some medication. Well, I'm not taking any medication, but it is interesting how many entrepreneurs have ADHD. And all it means really is that just sometimes we have trouble focusing. It just means that we, you know, start one project, go to another project, and then, you know, so however, ADHD people can also be super hyper focused, right? So it's just a matter of, okay, just focusing your attention. And I have little different ways of doing that now. Like I play relaxing, you know, productive meditation music in the background while I work. And that really helps keep me focused. I remember to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath, breathe it out. I have time in self-care time. I think it's so important, all those things. Gosh, there's so many comments here. Dennis says, I love learning, and that means listening to what other people think on issues. It's how they share their opinions and how they respond to others' opinions is also so revealing of who gains my trust. Yes, and trust is a massive issue there, Denna. Yeah. Oh, yes. Corinda's saying yes, the all the lies with the MPs, PMs, presidents, etc. Through COVID and telling us to be safe and locked down when they have a party in their house. Yeah, how interesting, Corinda. they're having a party, and it's interesting that so many politicians were exempt from getting the jab, and yet they're saying to everyone else, it's safe and effective for you, but we're gonna avoid it. Thank you very much. Yes, how interesting. Anyway, that's a whole other story. We've come out a very dark 5 years with all of that BS. And hopefully we're at the tail end of that now. But every time they say now, oh, there's a new strain, I'll get your booster shots. For the num-nums out there that believe all this, I say, yes, go get your booster shots. Yes, go get your booster shots. Oh, yes, go do that and just see how long you last, right? Just see how long you last. But, some people just can't be told. Some people just can't do it anyway because they trust the government, because we've been brought up to believe authority, to trust authority, and some people, and sometimes it's easier to just believe the lies, because the truth is sometimes hard to swallow. And, do your own research on that. Don't take our word for it, right? Do your own research on all of this. Yes, Corinda says the greatest desire is money. Exactly. Money talks, right? Here, Corinda says every piece of news you come across is fake, including TikTok on social media. Well, there is a lot of fake news, let's face it. Dennis says share more good news in 2026. Yes, the Global Good News Challenge. Well done, Dennis. I think she did about 3 takes, as well as Karen Clark, about 3 takes on the December Global Good News Challenge, but you got there in the end. Yay. Well done. Well done. So proud of both of you. Okay, so here's a good question. Corinda, why do we prioritize ourselves over others? Well, a lot of people actually don't prioritize themselves over others, but why should we prioritize ourselves over others? Okay.
Because you can't give from an empty cup.
Ooh.
Yes, that's right.
Mic drop. Give me a mic drop.
Yes, you can't give from an empty cup. Exactly. You can't give from an empty cup. Love that. Okay, here we go. Corinda says, Tracey, which situations or emotions encourage me to be more sexually open? Okay, so what situations or emotions could encourage him to be more sexually open? What do you suggest for that?
I think someone's confidence with who they are.
Yes.
And what it is that they truly desire and want. So I'm thinking confidence.
Yeah, confidence. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, thank you there. Thank you so much. And Dana loves your list. She says, I'm so glad we crossed paths again on a deeper level recently. Yay, awesome. Jenna says, I'm now hearing the song all by myself. How's that song go? I'm going to try and sing it. All by myself. Anyway, all by myself. Lyrics by Eric Carmen and Sergei Rachmaninoff. Yes, all by myself. Play that song if you feel
just on that. Become your own best friend, people.
Yes.
You'll never go wrong. Become your own best friend.
Yes. Yes, Dennis says it's what you do with the key. Not all people are prepared to open the door. Yes, that's so true. And when one door closes, another always opens. Corinda says self-talk is most important for life and people need to start using it more. Yes, absolutely. Be conscious of your self-talk. And Corinda says, Denna, it's the key, but sometimes the keys don't do the job. Oh, yes, that was a comment about the keys. Okay. It's what you do with the key. Okay, yes. Okay, there's a little conversation going on in the chat between Denna and Corinda. Denna saying acknowledgement is key. Yes, acknowledgement, absolutely. Yes. Okay, so lots of great comments in the chat. We don't have time to go through every single one of them.
Yeah, we need to start wrapping up because we're 20 minutes away from the 2-hour mark.
Yes, we'll start wrapping up. Denna says, you don't just tell people what you think, you ask thought-provoking questions and have done the inner work yourself. Yes, I have. Thank you, Denna. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And Denna says, oh, great response, Tracey. Beautiful. All right, fantastic. Now, Tracey, where can people connect with you, my friend?
Well, the singles, twoscompany.com.au within Australia at this time.
Yes.
Or Facebook, Tracey with an E, Korman with a K.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm going to pop that up on the screen.
And LinkedIn as well.
And LinkedIn. And there it is, twoscompany.com.au, twos spelled TWOS, and company COMPANY.com.au. And what's a favourite quote or motto you'd like to share with us today?
Oh, one of my very all-time favourites, Aldwyn, is I was brought up with this, saying, do unto others as you would wish done to you.
Yeah, I love that one. Beautiful. Thank you, Tracey. It's been amazing having you as a guest. Yay. And Ken Kleinberg. Kleinberg and Kleinbergisms. Ken, how
Oh
can
my
people?
goodness.
I haven't even had a drink yet. Oh my gosh.
Lord have mercy on these people. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. I need to get water. I'm having water.
All right, you guys. So, well, yes, Ken Kleinberg is my name. And obviously, I've lost 62.5 pounds and I've kept it off for 7+ years now, all without a diet and having that be sustainable.
Amazing.
But the question is how in the world did I become the 5% of the people that have been able to keep their weight off? Because 95% of the people that go to lose weight always gain it back, don't they? Right? So how did I become that 5%? Well, I'm going to tell you what it's not. It's not a diet. It's not about some kind of crazy list. It's not about shakes. It's not about spending thousands of dollars on supplements and still ending up frustrated because you found out it's not working. It's not about shots, and it's definitely not about taking an Ozempic pill. Certainly not. Right now, I am giving away my 3 secrets to help you to lose weight, feel energized, and get healthy without starving or dieting. In just 3 one-on-one sessions with me, I have a mini educational boot camp where I expose the 3 biggest lies that are keeping people sick, stuck, and overweight, because that's how that industry makes money. And I show people how they can feel their body God's way and finally break free and not only lose the weight sustainably, keyword sustainable, but keep it off sustainably and without a diet. And guess what? You also learn to enjoy food, real food again. And so to connect with me and to get into that boot camp, you can go to www.masteryweightloss.com/connect. And on that page, there's 4 buttons. The first one is going to be to get into my boot camp. The second button is going to be to book a free strategy call with me. Hey, you got nothing to lose there for sure. So book that strategy call in with me. The other 2 is to subscribe to my YouTube channel and connect with me on Facebook. Get into my world. My boot camp is very reasonably priced, and I actually priced my boot camp for a very specific reason. Number 1, I wanted it to be very affordable. So much so, hey, ladies, I know you're out there and you easily drop $200 on a new outfit without even talking to your spouse. And guys, like, we got the accessories, we got the car stuff, we got the gym equipment, we got whatever is your fancy, we easily drop $200 on accessories. And we don't talk to our significant other about it either. So that's why I priced the boot camp that way. You got nothing to lose but those extra pounds and everything to gain the right way. Lastly, you guys, grab my book. You can find this on Amazon. It's a very easy read. It's about 150 pages, and it's going to change your life. All right, so that is it. And I forgot to pull up a quote. So I am actually going to take a very popular saying that I normally say and right out of my boot camp, and it's turn the freaking thing over. The context of that is basically anything that's packaged, anything that's boxed, anything that's bottled, turn it over, look at the ingredients, educate yourself on what is going in your body. Turn the freaking thing over. That is something to do now, not in the new year.
Yes, thank you, Ken. Love that. And Dennis saying, I'm just Ken. Can you feel the Kenergy? Can you feel the Kenergy? I love that. Yes, I can feel the Kenergy. Absolutely. Oh, love it, Dana. That's very, very cool. Thank you so much. And for me, now, before I come into how you can work with me and connect with me, I want to talk about the 4 agreements very quickly. And coming into 2026, there's a great book called The 4 Agreements by Miguel Ruiz. And I've actually been doing some meditations around this lately, which I've found very helpful. And it's something that I do encourage you to live by, these 4 agreements and 4 key principles into 2026. One is to be impeccable with your word. Okay, be impeccable with your word. Number 2, don't take anything personally. Number 3, don't make assumptions. Assumptions just make an ass out of you or me. Right, although it doesn't say that in here, but don't make assumptions. Always do your best is number 4, okay? Always do your best. So there you go. I thought I'd share 4 agreements with you. Now, if you would like to work with me, you can do that right here. Go to linktree/Aldwyn, linktr.ee/Aldwyn. Now, I don't have a calendar link on there, but if you do want to connect, just send me a PM on my main Facebook account is the best place to reach me, and say hello. And there's ways we can work together, and I help you be seen, heard, and known amongst the noise. So I help you get clarity around your messaging, your branding, your profile. I help come up with sound bites, media angles, etc., to help you get out there, make a bigger impact, and have more influence in the world. So we have a mass media mastery program in line with that, the free Global Good News Challenge every month. We have some free resources you'll find on my media website there. I give you some great tips on how to get TV exposure. And there are a lot of great media organizations out there. And it's not all negative news, although it might seem like it. I help you still build your brand with all the great media outlets out there that do share positive stories. And any negative story can be turned into a positive. So reach out if you would like to have more mass media exposure, or you want some strategy around your social media posting and what you can do to build an audience online as well. So that's the link there, linktree/Aldwyn. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, we just had 301,000 views of our channel, even with shadow banning. 301,000 views. So I'm very, very grateful for everyone who's tuned into any of our 1,960 videos that we have on the Aldwyn Altuney Media Queen TV YouTube channel. Thank you so much for all our supporters, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I've also put on there some really cool comedies. Some of my favorite comedies are on there too. So have a good laugh, bring some more joy into your life, as Tracey talked about right at the very beginning. And my quote for today, is, living your best life isn't about chasing perfection. It's about embracing the imperfect moments. It's about loving deeply, and it's daring to grow into the person you've always dreamed of becoming. Daring to grow into the person you've always dreamed of becoming.
Wow,
Thank you so much, everybody who's joined us live. Let us know live or replay in the comments if you've joined us live or on the replay. Let us know what you've enjoyed most about this show. Let us celebrate you. Pop in there 3 achievements of 2025 that you're proud of, and any questions you have, comments. Thank you so much for everyone who's joined us live. So appreciate you. Thank you, Corinda, for all those comments, for Dana, for Jay, Melissa, for Charles, everyone who's joined us, for Robert. Thank you so much for joining us live and for all your energy and contributions to today's show. Thank you once again, Tracey and Ken. It's been an awesome year. And any final words before we wrap up?
Here's my final words. Make a personal commitment to yourself that 2026 will be outstanding for you. Whatever that is for you, let it be outstanding. Self-love is what will get you there, with commitment, courage, and care.
Yay, that's beautiful.
I love that. 2 words for me.
Yes, Ken.
2 words to take into this new year. Intentionality. New year and new world. Yeah, that could work. Intentionality and proactiveness.
Like that. Intentionality and proactiveness. Nice. And my words for this year, do you have some words for this year? 1 word or 2 words or 3 words? My words are transformation and flow. They're my big words this year, transformation and flow. So bring it on. And here's to an awesome year ahead. Wishing you much joy, love, health, great health, prosperity, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for tuning in today to Total True Show episode 121. We've been going for 3 years with this show. Ken and I never met in person. However, we've been doing this online, so longer than a lot of marriages we've been doing this show, and it's been a great journey with you, Ken. And Tracey, thank you so much once again for being our guest on Total Truth Show. Blessings to all of you. Have a wonderful New Year's, and hopefully you won't wake up with a massive headache tomorrow morning. Okay. Much love. Although the Vegemite, remember Vegemite toast and water. Okay, keep that up. You'll be fine. All right, much love. We'll see you next time. Bye. See you in the new year. See you. Bye. Extension. Nice one, Dana. Extension. What are your words for 2026? Let us know. Much love. We'll see you then. Bye. See you. Bye.